Good questions. Try this on for size. 2 hours of hammer-dropping, overtime, forcing, playoffs on the line, golf. With 24 of the best players from the PGA Tour. Split into 6 teams. Atlanta, Boston, Jupiter, LA, New York, and the Bay. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. Tune in every week for TGL matches. Only on ESPN. Keep up. It's golf.
Dell Technologies is celebrating with anniversary savings on their most popular tech. For a limited time only, save on select next-gen PCs like the XPS 16, powered by Intel Core Ultra processors and more. Plus, curate your dream setup with great deals on select monitors, mice, and more must-have electronics and accessories. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to leading-edge technology to match your forward-thinking spirit and free shipping on everything. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
So let me tell you something. I don't like many people, and I don't like many people in our business. Tony Maserati is somebody that I like, and he's a big star, number 1 rated talk show host in Boston, Felger and Maz on the Sports Hub, and there's some crazy things going on with the Red Sox, so I said, I've got to get Tony's take on this, and he's nice enough to join me now. His show starts in about a half hour, so he's taking some time away from prep to talk with us. Hey, Tony, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Michael. I appreciate the kind words. There aren't many people that like me, so I'll take anyone I can get.
There you go. You got me. I am in your corner. So explain this to me. You signed Bregman, which I liked, and I think that was the Red Sox finally living up to their revenue. And he's a better third baseman than anybody in the American League. He won the Gold Glove. And then Rafael Devers says, I'm not moving to first. I'm not DHing. How did this happen? How did they allow this to happen?
Well, so that's a good question. And I think, look, I thought the Red Sox were out in front of this thing, that they never would have been pursuing Bregman in the first place if they didn't think Rafael Devers was on board with it. I think what we've learned is that they don't care whether Rafael Devers is on board with it. And Bregman is going to end up either at second or third, depending on Christian Campbell, who is a young prospect in their system, who rocketed through the system last year. And look, Michael, I just think if the Red Sox get their way, Campbell's going to play second, Bregman's going to play third, Devers is going to DH whether he likes it or not. And I know that they run some risk of him being disgruntled, but at the end of the day, I really don't think Rafael Devers has a choice.
Now, he might not have a choice, but this guy was given a $313 million contract. He was the face of the franchise when they let Mookie Betts be traded to the Dodgers. Now you're going to upset him like this? I mean, how would an upset and ticked off Rafael Devers actually perform? Because even when he's performing well, he doesn't talk to the media. He doesn't seem like he represents the team in the best way. How is that a good thing for the Red Sox to have him be disgruntled?
So it's not. And my guess, though, Michael, is his personality to me is not the kind of – I don't think he's necessarily going to be the kind of player that becomes disruptive, quits. In other words, I don't think he's going to be Manny Ramirez. And even then, they were able to keep Manny Ramirez and get a lot out of him and win championships with him. So I think their attitude is they'll put up with it and that it'll blow over. Now, that said, you are absolutely right to go back to the Mookie Betts decision, because at that time they were not able to keep Betts here, obviously. But beyond that, look, I'm one of these people that thinks Betts didn't want to necessarily stay here either, but I also don't know that they wanted to pay him. So they kind of backed themselves into a corner with Devers, proclaimed that he was going to be the centerpiece guy, and then a couple years down the road now they're moving him to DH, which means the $300 million contract is a horrible value. Mm-hmm. Nobody in their right mind would pay a player $300 million over 10 years to be a DH, but the Red Sox have done that. So they've mismanaged the asset, if that's how you want to look at it. At the end of the day, do I think they're going to trade him? No. Do I think he is going to be a divisive force? No. I think that it's sort of all going to settle out and the smoke will clear and he'll ultimately hit, because that's what he does. But it does sort of speak to them kind of deciding on the fly how they're going to handle all this stuff rather than some well-thought-out, orchestrated plan going all the way back to Mookie Betts. They've been a mess here for 5 or 6 years.
Now, it's interesting. I like Alex Cora. Obviously, he does a great job. But what he said yesterday, it made me think. He said that Devers said that he was promised when he signed the contract that he would be a third baseman. And then Alex Cora said, well, that was Chaim Bloom. He's now in St. Louis. Yeah, but it's an organization who said that. And by the way, Alex was part of that organization then. And if you misrepresent the players, other players take note of that too, Tony. I wonder why he said Chaim Bloom's now in St. Louis. That's a bad look because your organization, if they did indeed promise it, they promised it.
I agree, and it looks bad, and it certainly looks like they're still blaming Bloom for things that are happening, almost 2 years after he left. So it is a bit of a cop-out. Now, that said, there are lots of scenarios where guys have to change positions or move and sometimes don't want to. So, and I don't need to tell you that, Michael, because obviously it happened with Jeter. A-Rod went to third base. We all know that Cal Ripken was stubborn about leaving shortstop in his final days in Baltimore, and ultimately did it for Mike Bordick when he wouldn't do it for other people. So Mike Trout just moved from center to right. So these things do pop up. The difference in the Devers case is that he signed his contract, which is frankly another thing that I think is in the check mark for the team. Most guys who complain about having to change positions don't want to do so, because it affects their value.
Right.
In the case of Devers, he's already been paid. So, and I happen to think that I'm not convinced Christian Campbell is ready to play second base in the big leagues on a regular basis. And the Red Sox middle infield defense, especially with Trevor Story out, has been a disaster. They haven't been able to turn a double play for 2 years. So I would rather have Bregman at second, but that's assuming Campbell cannot play the position. If Campbell can play the position, the decision's made, I think. Bregman's going to play third. Devers is going to DH. Cora's going to talk Devers in off the ledge, get him to calm down, and then they're going to go forward, and who knows whether or not anyone will even be talking about it in a couple of months. But for a team that's trying to get back on the beam and back into contention again and be a threat, it's a horrible way to start spring training and a bad look.
Also, I'm talking with Tony Masserati, radio host from Boston. Well, what happens though? You've got a certain Japanese player that's only a DH, and he's signed for a lot of money too. If they decide to move Devers to DH, what did they do with him?
Well, so I think that they just bite the bullet and overpay him. I think that's it. And the other part of this story, Michael, that's interesting to me. The Bregman deal, as much as the Red Sox are being lauded for it,
right?
They really didn't extend themselves in any long-term way here. If you factor in the deferred money, it's a 3-year, $96 million deal. That isn't even really 3 years. It's a series of 1-year deals. So he can opt out after year 1, he can opt out after year 2, and then in year 3, he's a free agent anyway. So what if Bregman has a good year, wants to go back on the market? Now the Red Sox need a third baseman again, and Devers might have to go back.
Right.
So to me, there's just a lot of – I think the Red Sox in some ways have thrown this together a little bit because they failed in a lot of their pursuits. And I'm not telling you they didn't have their eye on Bregman early. I think they did. But in a lot of ways, they would have been better off pursuing a right-handed bat like a Teoscar Hernandez, whom they went after but couldn't get. They couldn't get him last year or this year. They failed in some of the pitching, Yamamoto. They failed on Max Fried. And so they've just reached the point where they were desperate to make a move. And I'll just add quickly, in the Bregman press conference over the weekend, if you were to listen to it, both Sam Kennedy and Craig Breslow both made it a point to say that Bregman chose the Red Sox, and that was there was a measure of pride in that for the organization. And I think that was the Red Sox trying to convince people that people want to play for them when they haven't been able to lure free agents here now for a number of years.
What happens to Yoshida if they move Devers to DH? Does he just become an expensive bench piece?
Either that or they dump him. And when I say dump him, they'd have to eat some of the money. Again, that's a 5-year, $90 million contract. He's 2 years into it, so $18 million per. But they were down on him after year one. Obviously, he was signed under Chaim Bloom, who is, as Alex Cora told us, now in St. Louis. And there's no real place for Yoshida if Devers is the DH. And so I misunderstood what you were asking earlier. I think you were asking about what they do with Yoshida. So I think that they are. I think they're just content to either dump some of this if they can save a third of that contract and get have to pay $12 million and someone else takes them on for $6 or something of the like. My guess is that they will probably do it between now and the end of camp.
All right, Tony, before I let you go, Red Sox fans have been angry the last couple of years. They don't feel that ownership is spent to the level they should be spending. And I'm wondering, does the Bregman deal, getting Crochet, Buehler, has that changed Red Sox fans' minds on your show? Are they happier? And do you believe the way the Red Sox are presently constructed that they are a threat to win the American League East?
So Red Sox fans are definitely happier. I think they feel like now there is at least an effort, an honest effort. Now, do fans think that they're World Series caliber? I don't. Some fans do. I don't think they're there yet. Could they win the division? If things go right, I think they could be a threat. And when I say things go right, we don't know that Crochet can pitch an entire season yet at the same level, Michael. And we don't know if Walker Buehler is all the way back from his injury problems, and we don't know if they can stay there. So Buehler looked good in the postseason. He looked horrible as recently as September before that. And Crochet, I think we all agree, has tremendous stuff and great upside. So if those two guys stay healthy and pitch well, Tanner Houck's the third starter, had a good year last year. Could they be a good team? Sure, absolutely. Could that mean the division? Yeah, I wouldn't rule that out. Some of their young players, I think, are pretty good. Not that they're going to be huge producers early on in their careers, but there's a lot to sort out still. The difference is that they have better talent, particularly on the pitching staff and at the top of the rotation than they've had in the last few years.
Well, I know you got to get to work. I appreciate your time giving us some input on the Devers situation along with Bregman. So it is kind of weird from outside looking in, and I guess you confirmed that it's weird inside too. So it just hasn't been handled as cleanly as it could have been, and I guess the Red Sox are depending on Cora to clean it up.
That's exactly right. Yep, yeah. They're relying on Cora. And I'll just tell you quickly, too, because I don't know what you're talking about down there today, so if you're having fun with it, Tristan Casas apparently spoke at spring training a little while ago and said that he thinks Devers should be the third baseman, that Bregman should be playing second, and that none of the young guys should be even on the roster when they break camp. So Apparently Casas has a future or is campaigning already to be the general manager or manager of the Red Sox. But I will leave that to you, and it's always a pleasure to talk to you anytime.
All right, thanks, Tony. I'll see you soon.
All right, Michael, be well. Okay, best to your family.
Yeah, same to you. That's Tony Maserati of Felger and Maz, top-rated show on the Sports Hub in Boston. Interesting stuff. Casas is the guy that during a Sunday night broadcast, he was on the IL, and he was mic'd up, and he never shut up. So he's a quote a second. So for him to say that, Alex Cora is going to have to use his best skills in order to rein this all in. 1-800-919-3776. I'll get to you when we get back right here on 880 ESPN.
Defy expectations with Optimum Fiber and get our best internet at our best price, starting at just $40 a month. Plus, enjoy a 5-year price lock and a $400 prepaid MasterCard on us with faster speeds. Opt in to Optimum. Call 888-4OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com today. For new residential customers, price affects auto pay and paperless bill discount. Price lock and prepaid card require 8 gig internet. Wi-Fi speeds may vary. 90 days continuous service required for prepaid card. Additional terms apply. Optimum.com for details.
Tip off this season with the bold flavors of Pollo Campero, where every bite of their famous fried chicken is a slam dunk of flavor. Juicy, crispy, and seasoned to perfection. Whether you're watching the game with friends or grabbing a quick bite between brackets, Pollo Campero is the real MVP of game day eats. Grab a Campero box for just $12. That's a deliciously juicy chicken sandwich, 4 100% white meat chicken nuggets, a side, and a fresh drink for, that's right, just $12. What are you waiting for? Start ordering at us.campero.com.
Hey everyone, ready to level up your game time? Check out Chumba Casino. Non-stop fun and totally free to join. Enjoy online social casino games with new games added regularly. Play for your chance to win serious prizes and claim your daily login bonus. Whether you're at home or on the move, jump in and start playing today at ChumbaCasino.com. Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey guys, Dave Rothenberg here to tell you about my friends at Bathfitter. Now, they converted my kid's bathtub to a shower. Unbelievable job. Customized exactly as we wanted. Only one expert installer. Process so easy. There's no demo or mess, and Bathfitter is a high-quality, permanent solution with a full lifetime guarantee. 3+ million happy customers like me and my wife, and right now you get 0% interest for 30 months. So start designing your bath today like we did at bathfitterdesign.com. There's only one Bathfitter.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. You'll get a maximum tax deduction and a vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Schweppes, the iconic ginger ale of New York, is proud to sponsor the Big East Conference. Schweppes has a deep lineup of bubbly flavors, including zero sugar, raspberry dry grape, and white peach. With every sip of Schweppes, the dedication to quality, excellence, and the art of tastefulness will leave you feeling simply refreshed. It's a slam dunk for all your drinking occasions. Schweppes, a sparkling tradition since 1783, and the perfect way to elevate your everyday refreshment. Look for Schweppes throughout New York.
Get to know your favorite ESPN New York personalities with our newest app feature, the ESPN New York Pick of the Day. Open the ESPN New York app and click on the Pick of the Day tile to find an opinion.
I'm living at the Mount Everest of embarrassment right now.
Suggestion.
Feel this then, okay?
Or hot take.
Mahomes is dead.
Whether it's betting advice, food picks, or general commentary.
Never had fish, never had an egg.
It's a great way to stay connected to your favorite personalities. Download the free ESPN New York app today and listen to all your favorite shows and podcasts. Brought to you by Chumba Casino. With new games added weekly and no purchase necessary, you can play Chumba Casino anytime, anywhere. Must be 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Oh, by the way, Ivan's no longer on the project. His wife got a new job, so they're moving across the country.
Robin's top researcher is deviating to a new market. This isn't standard.
And now we're short-staffed. Who's going to finish all these projects?
She needs a cluster of new data analysts, and there's no margin for error.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Something amazing is happening at work. Innovative tools are helping people do better work. That's because CDW configuration specialists are multiplying productivity with Microsoft Windows 11 Pro Surface devices. Built-in security, flexibility, and simplified management streamline tasks so your team can get more done. Microsoft and CDW make amazing happen. Learn more at cdw.com/surface.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. In the 2 o'clock hour, we're going to get Don LaGreca in here as well. Going to be a little reunion tour. I love it. He's got some things to say about the attendance. 1-800-919-3776. And we'll go to Omar in East Brunswick. Omar.
Hey, Michael. Great show so far today, man.
Thank you, man. What's up?
So I just want to, just say I really don't understand how or why so many people are so, angry at you for just speaking the truth and what's really just what's out there. I really don't understand. I'm a huge Met fan myself, and it really seems like a lot of people take it way too personal, and it's kind of crazy.
And also, Omar, the only reason I brought it up is because Steve Cohen brought it up. I wouldn't have done a show about the attendance today. Who cares?
Yeah, no, I know. But you bring up a good point, and I thank you for bringing it up, too, because that is something that we should be worried about or should be thinking about because, I mean, yeah, we are the Mets, and we got to set, as a fan base, we got to show at some point our appreciation, too, and that's going to the games and stuff. I know it's very hard to go, but like you said, all the other teams and all the other, teams in the city, all the other fans can go to those games. So I really don't feel like there's a really big excuse other than the past of the Mets, and people are just afraid of that. And I think that's lame. I think this is a new organization, and you got to give them a chance.
And you also have an owner that even though they didn't do well 2 years ago, it wasn't because of lack of funding. They spent an inordinate amount of money, but they had injuries, and that was Buck's last year, and then he turned it over to Omar. They turned it over to David Stearns and a new manager as well in Mendy. So the bottom line is they've got everything that a Met fan would love. They went out and got the most transcendent player. They outbid everybody for him. At times the Met fans have to step up. And I will say this, because I don't want this to keep coming back because you're hearing it the wrong way. I'm not spending your money. I know how incredibly expensive it is to go to a sporting event in the city. I get it. And if you call in and say, I would love to go, but I can't afford it, I go, you know what? I get it. But why could people afford to go to a Knicks game? Why could people afford to go to a Ranger game? Why do 40,000 people a game afford to go to a Yankee game? So I get that you individually might not go because of the price, but as the collective, why does the price not deter other fan bases from going? That's all I'm asking. Let's go to Dan in Saratoga. Dan.
Mike, huge fan since 1947.
I love it. What's up, Danny?
Hey, just a quick point on the Yankees. I'm just kind of nervous in the short to midterm. I love our team, but I'm just nervous about the left side of the field with Dominguez and LeMahieu. Not sure if I trust those guys on the left side, especially Dominguez, obviously, for obvious reasons last year. But, I mean, LeMahieu's not going to last the whole year. And I know you mentioned Arenado. Wouldn't St. Louis eat most of that contract and basically get rid of him to us? I would take him on a 1 year or whatever.
No, I think that they're willing to eat a lot of the contract, but it's a 3-year deal. I think that's what scares the Yankees. He's 34 years old. If you want to be nervous about third base, you should. I mean, that's the one question mark that the Yankees have. That's a big question mark. Is LeMahieu done, or can he return to his former glory if he stays healthy? But staying healthy has been a chore for him. I'm not that worried about Dominguez and left, because what you have to worry about with Dominguez is he going to hit. And people in the know that I talk to think that this guy's going to be a star, that he is going to hit. He's a little slower from the right side, but there are far fewer lefties starters than there are righties. So he'll be batting most of the time from the left side, and the right side should come around as he gets older. Should. I worry about the defense, but if the defense is bad and he's hitting, you know what? You just move him to center field, and you move Bellinger over to left. That's all. That's it. That's what you do. Let's go to Mike in New Jersey. Mikey.
What's up, Michael? How you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. I love the new time slot.
Thank you. Me too.
That's funny. So I'm actually a Yankee fan, and I actually love going to Citi Field. It's like the commute is similar to me. I'm from Jersey, but the pricing is great. The parking is much better. So I actually happen to love going to Citi Field. So I don't know why it happens, but that's my thought.
Yeah, so, but you're a Yankee fan who likes, and Citi Field, by the way, is a great ballpark. It's a great park to watch a game, and They field a representative team. I mean, last year they were 2 wins away from going to the World Series, and they were 18th in attendance. That caught the eye of Mr. Cohen, not Mr. K, Mr. Cohen. Hey, Game Time is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, it's Tully time. 7 p.m. on ESPN2. It's a men's college basketball doubleheader. Oklahoma against number 2 Florida, followed by number 5 Houston against Arizona State. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew. Try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. You know, I do follow social media when I'm preparing for the show, just see the thought process of some of the fans. And I got to tell you, the Devers situation has opened up a portal for some Yankee fans to say things that really just make me scratch my head. Of all the things to want and all the things you need, this is what you're pining for. We'll talk about that. Hey, the Dropkick Murphys and Bad Religion are coming to the Stone Pony Summer Stage on Wednesday, August 13th. ESPN New York has your chance to score tickets on the ESPN New York app. Just find the contest tile and submit your entry. Brought to you by Live Nation. Tickets go on sale this Thursday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. The reunion of Kay and LaGreca sometime in the 2 o'clock hour. Stay tuned. We'll take your phone calls, and we'll talk about the take that some Yankee fans have regarding Rafael Devers. It's the Kay Show right here on 880 ESPN.
Hey, Yankees fans, gather a group of 10 or more and take advantage of our 2025 Yankees group ticket specials. Whether you're getting together with family and friends, organizing a fundraiser, or entertaining clients, your group will love bonding over the Bronx Bombers. Start planning your 2025 group outing today. Log on to Yankees.com/groups, call 212-YANKEES, or email us at groups@yankees.com. That's 2025 group tickets. Call 212-YANKEES or visit Yankees.com/groups today.
Total Ortho Express is a state-of-the-art orthopedic care center with 4 Long Island locations: East Meadow, Syosset, Massapequa, and Deer Park. Injuries can happen at any time and can often require immediate attention. Total Ortho Express provides immediate walk-in orthopedic care from highly awarded specialists and surgeons, instead of waiting in an emergency room or a general urgent care. Total Ortho Express is open 7 days a week with extended hours, so that our patients have convenient and immediate access to the care they need. Learn more at TotalOrthoExpress.com.
You want to get the most for your money. That's why more Mazda buyers choose Ramsey Mazda. Lease a new 2025 Mazda CX-30 all-wheel drive, only $199 a month. Or buy and get 0.9% APR financing for 36 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for details. Excludes tax, title, and registration. Zero security deposit. FIN SM809245. MSRP $26,940 and $228.25.
New York Presbyterian gives you the healthcare choices you want, like over 450 locations in Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, and Westchester. Virtual care that lets you connect with us digitally. World-class doctors from Columbia and Weill Cornell Medicine, and Health Matters, an online source for the latest health and wellness topics and tips. Experience extraordinary healthcare when and where you need it. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian. Restrictions apply.
With NBA League Pass, you can keep up with the whole league.
Wait, is this for real?
For real.
So I can choose from so many live games?
Yeah, up to 4 with multi-view.
And watch my favorite players dunk?
From every angle, home or away.
Wow, unbelievable.
Believe it, kid. With NBA League Pass, it's all possible. NBA League Pass, your home for streaming hoops.
Only select out-of-market games available and local blackout restrictions apply. Additional charges and other conditions may apply. Visit NBA.com/subscriber agreement for full terms and conditions.
College basketball is gearing up and fans are ready to see which teams will prove they're ready to shine in March and who will be seen in San Antonio. You can get in on all the action from tip-off to the final whistle at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Right now, ESPN Bet Sportsbook customers can bet $10 to get $100 in bonus bets and unlock 30 days of ESPN Plus. Download the app and sign up with promo code RADIO100 to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students.
Progressive knows sports brings people together, but you gotta feel bad for people who don't even get it. Some people will never know what it's like to see their favorite team's hopes decided by a ping pong ball to draft the next superstar. Or not. I mean, sure, it's silly for your happiness to hinge on the success of a 20-year-old entry-level employee, but you just can't help yourself. The stress is exhilarating. Progressive can't bring people together like the draft, but we can bring your home and auto insurance together with a bundle. So switch and see if you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states or situations.
Welcome back to the show. Michael K. This sounds so weird, with my special guest, Don Marco LaGreca. Miss this man like so fiercely. It's
I was very. It was. There was a. I kind of thought about that because this is the way things are right now. Is that when I interned at K-Rock way back in 1990, I'd take the bus into the city and I'd listen to Stern, and I'd get really excited about who his guests were, because then I'd be able to meet them.
Right.
And I was thrilled. I was on the bus listening, and Dana Plato was in studio. And I had a mad crush on Dana Plato from back in the day, Different Strokes.
Yeah, I know the title.
Yeah. And she's no longer with us.
Yeah, I know.
And then I found out that it was a best of, and I was just crestfallen that she wasn't there. So I had the same kind when I heard that you were hugged Carlin, I'm like, Michael's in.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get a chance to see him. Now, it wasn't at the Dana Plato level, but it was still fun to know that
by the way,
here.
I'd like to correct one thing you said. He hugged me. I did not reciprocate.
So he just
I came in, they had about 10 minutes left in the show. They were in a commercial, and he said, how about a hug, big flannel, because I'm wearing a flannel shirt. I said, no, I'm going to pass. And then after that, at the end of the show, I'm sitting here. He's putting his stuff together, and before he leaves, he just gives me a bear hug. I did not reciprocate.
That's being unaware.
Yeah, I'm not a toucher. You know that.
Well, I'm way closer to you than he is.
Right. You've never hugged me,
and it would never even occur to me to ask because I know you. That's just not knowing.
No,
that's just not.
Well,
knowing.
You know what? He'll get to know more. But I know that you have some strong opinions about the attendance stuff, which I started because of what Steve Cohen said.
I understand, and Steve's. God loves Steve and his money, but he's not. He's a little lost.
Why is he lost?
I don't know. He's just unaware. Like you just said, why would he even comment about Flagger? Are you just stupid? He's going to get fined. As soon as I heard that, even before you mentioned it, when I heard it today, I'm like, he's going to get fined. You can't answer that question.
Right.
Can't talk about how great a player he is and don't want to get into long-term contracts. Never mind the Blue Jays. I think Major League Baseball may fine him.
They might.
Now, he may not care because he makes so much money, but was it that he didn't care, or is he unaware? I think he's kind of unaware.
I think he was unaware. I don't think he thought he crossed the line, but he probably did.
Listen, I'm no expert on this, and listen, don't get mad at me, but the reason I wanted to come on is I do think this is a topic for you and a lot of Yankee fans as kind of a flex. Let's be honest.
No, but
we
I'm
don't
bringing
have
up the
that
Knicks and the
problem
Rangers,
in the Bronx.
too. But I'm bringing up the Knicks and the Rangers.
But
the only way
they're apples and oranges, right?
Because the only way you get away, Don, from spending people's money, because it's extremely expensive to take a family anywhere.
Of course.
So, but the Yankees are more expensive than Citi Field, and they get $40,000 a game. But that's the only reason I bring it up.
No, but I do think it's a bit of a flex, because a caller mentioned about somebody from the company about how the Mets got off to the slow start and it was rock bottom, and you said, well, the Yankees had a 30-40 game span where they were terrible, but they were still in it. They were still in a race. My logic is that it's not like back when we were kids. You're sitting at the kitchen table, it's 5 o'clock, and Dad goes, hey, let's go to a ball game, and everybody gathers their stuff and goes to the game. That doesn't happen anymore.
Right.
I would say the majority of tickets are purchased now. It's February, March. Let's buy tickets. Let's take a look at the schedule. Let's go to the Cardinal game. Let's go to the Yankee-Met game. Let's buy tickets now. Well, last year, Michael, not only were they coming off a disappointing season in 23,
they got off to a
they
terrible
were
start.
taking a knee in 24. We talked about it on the K Show all the time about the Mets weren't going to try. They got out of the contracts with Scherzer and Verlander. They were going to wait until the big free agency with Soto.
Yep.
It looked like Alonso wasn't going to re-sign, so it looked like 24 was going to be a waste of time. So why am I going to invest money to buy tickets for a team that wasn't going to try?
Okay.
All right, and then they get off to the slow start. So I think that's why there's 18,000 people late in the season against the Nationals when the next series is Philly, and the fans are going to go, well, if I'm going to go to a series, I'm going to go to the Philly series. The Yankees are good every single year. Even their awful year of 82-80 was still above 500, and they go into every year with the prospects of winning a championship
And even last year, coming off the 82 and 80 season, you've got Judge and Soto. I'm sorry, I love Pete Alonso, but he's not exactly a massive draw like Soto and Judge. So even if they're struggling, it's two of the best players in baseball. And the Yankees have established themselves. Do you not remember all those Don Mattingly home runs into an empty upper deck?
Absolutely.
Well, the Mets were drawing 3 million fans because the Mets had Carter and Strawberry and Hernandez.
Well, that's why a young lady called in and said, the Yankees are a bit, but in the 80s, it was a Met town. It was totally a Met
but it
town.
just tells you now it's been a Yankee town for a long time because they've been above 500 since the early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole generation of fans that know their team is going to be good. They know they're going to have stars. The Met fan, even after the 101 win season, it ended disappointingly, and then they take a knee. Then they have a disappointing year in 23, and then they take a knee on 24, and they don't have a history of winning. Haven't won a World Series since '86. How do you think fans are going to get excited to go and buy tickets? You can't compare Yankees and Mets, but you could back 30 years ago when Steinbrenner's threatening to move them to New Jersey, and the Mets are drawing over 3 million fans.
But the one thing that Cohen brought up, I think, and you just sloughed it up and said, "Well, I'm going to spend the money on the Phillies and not the Expo, not the Nationals." But that was a big series. The Mets had to win every single game to get in the postseason. And you're going to pick and choose when to go. When you have a team, you should be opponent-proof. You just want to go to see your team.
I know, but again, last year was an exciting time towards the end of the season. But I do think a lot of tickets are bought earlier. And, yeah, it's disappointing to see 18,000 fans. But, don't call out the fans. You even said it, that they have a fan base. This is not a question of do the Mets have fans. Mm-hmm. The question is why are they not going? Because it's really expensive to go, and they're not guaranteed to see a great product. Lindor was somebody that was kind of on the outs with the fans. He wasn't coming through, wasn't that far removed from the thumbs down era. So there was just a lot not to love about the team.
They've got to draw a lot.
Well, now I would almost guarantee you lock top 10, if not higher. You've got Juan Soto. The fans are happy that Alonso's back in the fold. The team is expected to do a lot of great things. So I do think there's going to be a lot of excitement around it. But the reason I think Cohen's kind of lost is he even answered his own question. It does lag. The attendance lags.
But 2 years ago, they won 101 games.
Right, but it ended disappointingly, and then it went right into the tank. You got to realize Met fans want to be proven that they're moving in the right direction. Even with Cohen's money, they want to say, all right, show me. There's still a lot of fans out there like, let's see if this is actually going to work out. Right? You're always waiting for the other shoe to drop if you're a Met fan. As a Yankee fan, even though they bash the team on a constant basis, there's always reason for optimism. And plus, you're going to see Judge, who's a singular talent. When Cole pitches, that's going to be an electric night. Every night he's going to pitch for the Yankees. And then last year you had Soto. So even after coming off a disappointing season, there's a reason to go out there. They've established themselves as the place to be. The Mets has been just so fluid for so long. But if you're admitting that they have fans, then I'm not sure what the issue is. I can understand you're like, boy, it looks like they're not a very popular team.
But the issue is that the owner's losing money funding this team, and if they don't start turning out, he might have an epiphany.
I just hate to put fans in that situation. Well, if you want the team to spend money, then you got to go. Listen, you know how big a Met fan I am. I didn't go to one game last year.
But you live a long way away from Citi Field, so you have a real excuse.
I know, but there's a lot of people that live close. But it's not exactly the most affluent of areas, in Flushing.
But it's not dangerous.
No, I'm not saying it's dangerous. I don't think the Bronx is dangerous the way George made it out to be when he was threatening to move into New Jersey.
In those years it was.
But it was funny, though, that all of a sudden nobody wants to come to the Bronx. It's dangerous. It's the Bronx Zoo. We got to move. And then all of a sudden they start getting Derek Jeter. They start winning games. And it wasn't an issue anymore. They build a new stadium in the same place.
Right. They wanted to build it in Manhattan, but that was
right. But the fact is they've won on a consistent basis. You know this fan base as well as everybody. It's very fluid with this relationship.
The Rangers had a couple. I mean, when they sent the letter out, they still sold out all the time.
Right, but you're talking about 18,006 as opposed to what is the Mets 40,000 people. Okay,
yeah.
And Madison Square Garden. Even when the Yankees and even when the Rangers and the Knicks aren't great. You could sell Madison Square Garden. There's a lot of tourists that'll go to games. But there were times when the Rangers weren't very good. It was more like 17,500.
Right.
Same thing with the Knicks. But baseball, you're trying to fill a stadium. You're going up against the weather, which sometimes isn't great. And I understand the Yankees consistently get 40,000. It's a different product, isn't it?
What do you mean?
It's just what you're getting. You know that team is going to be good every year.
You're saying that most attendance is sold before the season.
That's what I believe.
But with StubHub and things like that, you could buy spur of the moment tickets. A lot of people do that.
Yeah, but I just think that when you're really going to get the bulk of people that are going to purchase ahead of time, that's why I think that that's why it lags. Why else would it lag? I mean, you would think that everybody would go and just go to the stadium in September when the team is red hot.
Well, once they signed Soto, they should have been calling for tickets.
But you even said when Jeter left, and it was just Robinson Cano, who was a star, but he wasn't Derek Jeter.
Right.
You did see attendance and ratings on Yes suffer because they didn't have a real big-time star.
Mm-hmm.
The Mets didn't really have a big-time star. Again, God love Pete Alonso, but Pete Alonso. That's why nobody really wanted him. He's not a draw for a lot of people, but Juan Soto, and now the way Lindor played last year, where he's now become like a legitimate star and a leader, then I think it becomes attractive. I would be shocked. I think this is more of a conversation this time next year if we're talking about why isn't that place filled, considering the optimism and Juan Soto being in the building. I would be shocked if they're not at least in the top 10 this year.
Now, I know that you are not of like-minded to me, and this always bothers you when I ask you, but I would think that if there's ever been a sporting event that would demand that you take your clothes off, it's Four Nations, am I right?
I don't take my clothes off for sporting events, but I am very excited about this.
So if you were of that mindset,
if I was of that mindset, I would be completely naked. I might shave.
Wait, your beard?
Everything.
Everything?
Yeah, because like a swimmer, I'd want to be able to feel all the contours completely exposed for something like this.
It's exciting.
I know you're not a hockey guy.
Well,
but
I mean, the 3 fights in 9 seconds is pretty amazing.
But in just the way the game was played, and listen, this was a moment for me as a hockey fan, where Saturday, we had only 4.4 million people for what's supposed to be an exhibition,
right,
on a Saturday night on ABC, and the NBA embarrassed itself. So that was kind of a cool moment for me, where the NBA's running through obstacle courses and everybody's bashing them and everybody's like in love, even like non-hockey fans in love with what that was, and I would think it'd be even better.
But this
on Thursday,
because you've been around hockey players a long time in your career.
Yeah.
What is it about hockey players that this means something to them, and the NBA players couldn't care less about their All-Star team? They couldn't care less. Well, what's the difference? Is it something in their DNA?
Well, I don't
the
think,
way they're wired?
I don't think NHL players care about All-Star games, but they care about representing their country.
Yeah.
Because part of being a hockey fan and part of being a hockey player is international play is important, because you play in World Juniors, so you're playing internationally. So where you're from, you walk in a room, and just like unlike any other sport, where you're dressing next to a Swede and a Finn and a Russian, and so you take a lot of pride in representing your country. And let's face it, Saturday, Montreal, the anthem's getting booed. There's a lot of things going on politically, and a lot of athletes are conservative, so they probably feel a little about like what's happening with the tariffs and everything. And they feel defensive about their country being booed, and that's part of it, and just representing your country. And there are players, not U.S. players, but there's Swedes and Finns and Russians who winning a gold medal might be more important than winning a Stanley Cup. So you throw that into the mix. And also, other than soccer, name me a sport in which the United States is an underdog. This is not our sport.
Right.
We're not the favorites when we play hockey. But a basketball tournament, wouldn't the American players be so far better? We talked about it yesterday on the show. I guess
I don't
Serbia.
know. I mean, if it was United States against Europe, it'd be a good matchup.
Well, if it was all of Europe,
all of
Europe. Like what would it be, Serbia? Would that be the country that would best be able to field a team?
Well, France, Spain. I mean,
but what would the spread be if you're playing the U.S.? It would be the U.S. versus the field kind of deal, and that takes a lot of the fun out of it. But the United States wasn't the favorite here, but boy, there's a lot of excitement around it. So I think that's why, from an international perspective, and you're starting to see it with the WBC. There was no interest in the WBC because it was our sport. America's never going to be challenged. But guess what? All of a sudden, we're starting to see Japan's flexing its muscles. You're seeing
they were selling out Miami,
and now it's becoming kind of a thing to where maybe, I don't know if Aaron Judge will play, but if you're starting to get the best playing, because now you're getting a little defensive. But baseball's not about international play. Basketball's not about international play. Hockey is. So I think that's the difference.
It's so funny you brought up the anthem, because I was going to bring it up yesterday, and there were so many things going on. I mean, people are befuddled why the Canadians are booing our national anthem. Our president is saying he's derisively that they're the 51st state and calling their prime minister or governor. Of course they're going to boo. They're insulted. Of course that's why they're booing.
Plus, that always would happen when American and Canadian teams would play in the playoffs. The reason it would hit differently is because you'd have Americans booing the Canadian anthem,
right?
And meanwhile, half the team players on their team are Canadian,
right?
So, but I don't want to get overly political. I'm not saying that the players that fought, the Kachuk brothers, are Trumpers,
right?
But no matter how they feel about that, aren't you going to get defensive that your country's being booed and disrespected?
I guess they don't sit there and say, well, the reason they're booing is that, like, our president is saying he wants to take them over and be the fifth.
Hey, it's calling Trudeau the governor of Canada. I mean, it's no matter how you fall on it, and it's way over my head, and we don't want to get overly political, but you can understand the Canadians being
absolutely.
But also, let's be this. I didn't hear anybody else bring this up. I do find it rich that Quebec is booing, considering all the years they spent trying to secede from Canada.
Right.
Like, all of a sudden now they're pro-Canadian when they wasn't that long ago they wanted to become their own country. And there's a huge rivalry between French-speaking and English-speaking, but listen, they're still part of Canada. They're affected by the tariffs, and that's probably why they decided to boo.
You want to take a couple of phone calls? Because some people want to talk to the two of us.
I don't want to fat hand you.
No, I love it. I love it.
Okay,
sometimes it's lonely.
Because
as I said, the listeners are the co-hosts now.
Unlike some, I come to work early.
Really? Some don't? I was here at about 11.
No,
11:50.
Really?
Yeah.
Is everything all right at home? 11:50.
Yeah, everything's great.
That's early.
I know. I care about this job. Prepare.
No, I listen. I've never questioned you caring ever.
Let's go to Mike in a town I can't pronounce.
Hawthorne.
Yeah. Hey, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
What's up?
Hey guys, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
Hey, listen. I can get in on everything you guys were talking about, from the tariff with Trump to the hockey to how expensive it is to go to a game. I mean, I'm a Jet season ticket holder for a long story of why I am. It's hard to get to a game, but listening to you two guys, I have no idea how this crew does not have their own show. I was mad 5-8 years ago when you brought in a third party. You guys are, without a doubt, the best tandem on the radio for the last 20 plus years.
Wow.
And I'm not saying that for, to blow smoke up both of your proverbial what.
I love smoke up there.
Guys, well, they're good for you. I'm happy. The back and forth and the way you guys get at it and the way you talk about it, and you have respect. And there's a reason why the Michael K was on the marquee all those years. And it's great. I literally ran out of my office, got into my truck, and called you guys just to let you know I'm going to sit in the car for the next hour, listen to, or however long Don's on. And I just want to let you guys know how much I personally, Mike from Hawthorne, you have fun with our name and all that kind of stuff, appreciate the two of you guys and how professional you are on the radio. And I don't know who's running that station, but to let you two guys not be together is an absolute mistake.
No, Mike. Here's where you're wrong. The afternoon drive is the most valuable real estate in radio. So I needed a change in my lifestyle. And Don's an afternoon drive talent. That's why he's on afternoon drive.
As much as I love Michael, and I think Michael would understand if they said, Don, we're going to move you to 1 to 3.
I don't think he'd be thrilled.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Now, if they kept the money the same, maybe I'd have to think about
Sure.
it. But that's not how it works in this business. Less work for more money is what we all try to do.
That's what we all strive to do. Let's go to Michael again in
Hawthorne.
Hey, guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up, man?
You can imagine how, when the last caller went on, you said Mike and Hawthorne, I started talking. Nobody was there.
So we had 2 in a row. What's up, Mike?
What are the odds of that? So, hey, guys, Michael, I love the new time slot. You guys are all great.
Thank you.
I have a comment about the Mets attendance. I'm a big Mets fan, born in 96. So I think it's partially what Don said about how, between 08 and 22, you never knew what kind of product was going to be on the field. So it's like taking a chance going out there to Queens. But the second part of it is, North Jersey, where I'm from, a lot of Mets fans. Long Island, a lot of Mets fans. It's tough to get to Citi Field from both of those spots. Whereas, Yankee fans are from the Bronx, and Madison Square Garden is on top of a train station, so it's really easy to get to those places.
It's not that easy to get. I mean, there are a lot of Yankee fans from Jersey. A lot.
But it's real easy to get to the Bronx from Jersey. My
dealing
dad,
with the bridge, though.
No, but I understand. But it's right there over the bridge. My dad was a Met fan. We were from Hawthorne, New Jersey. My dad, he hated going to New York, but he would bear it to go to the Yankee. I went to more Yankee games as a kid than Met games because the Mets it was too far. Now you're crossing 2 bridges, and now it's taking even longer to go. We're just easy. Go over the bridge, park, and go. So I think there's something to that.
Let's go to Hector in Bayonne. Hector.
Hey, Michael. What's up, man? How are you?
Good. How you doing?
How you doing?
What's up, baby?
I'm all right. Hey, Michael, I feel like it's not what you say, it's the way you say it, the tone. Always anti-Met. I'm a big fan of yours, but it's just always, I don't want to use the word, but Yankee boy. I don't know why you can't embrace the fact that you are a Yankee boy. You grew up in the Bronx. You are a Yankee fan. You are the Yankees announcer. Don's a Met boy. What's the big deal? The fact is you are a Yankee boy, and you only talk good about the Yankees, always trashing the Mets. Any opportunity
but
you
see,
get.
Hector, that in itself. Listen, you could have your opinion. That's wrong. To say I always talk good about the Yankees and bad about the Mets, that's just wrong. Did you hear the interview that I had with Carlos Mendoza on Friday? Did you hear that? Was I negative?
I did. No, you're not going to be negative to his face.
But I'm not negative. Listen, I'm a Yankee announcer, okay? I was a Yankee fan when I was a child. Do I want the Yankees to do well for the Yes Network? Of course I do. But, I mean, you have a filter in your ear. You're going to hear what you want to hear. I do not talk bad about the Mets all the time. I don't. And I don't talk great about the Yankees all the time. I take each subject individually and opine on it the way I feel at that point. That's why I said earlier in the show, Don was probably in the car then, when, your Yankee fans, because I criticized the Yankees yesterday, if you're going to be $3 million over the tax, Don, and you need a third baseman, then go $30 million over the tax. If you're going to be under it, that's a different story. And he's going to get his marching orders later this week. He'll change his opinion.
You've never been able to win that game.
Choke on your vomit if that's what you think. Really, go choke on your vomit if that's what you think.
People have done that. That's
you know what? These are the people that should actually do it. Because if you really believe that I get marching orders, choke on your own vomit.
No, you don't get marching orders, and we never got them at Yes. They never told us what to do when we were on Yes.
And we're not on Yes anymore.
But where I will say, like I said, it was kind of a Yankee flex, is that you come from a Yankee background. Like, hey, look at us. We don't have an attendance problem. But I think
they used to.
But a long time ago, when you win consistently for 30 seats. Right, but that's why I'm saying that don't be surprised, because what the Mets are going through now is what the Yankees went through in the 80s. During that time, Michael, the Yankees were not that bad.
No, they were great in the 80s.
They won more games than any team in the 80s,
if
right?
If there was a wild card, they'd have done well.
But they weren't the Mets, who were in contention every single year, and they were loaded with stars, and there were stories and soap operas, and they were punching each other during spring training. They were a thing. The Yankees weren't a thing. God loved Don Mattingly. He was a superstar, right? But he was milquetoast compared to what was happening in Queens. There was a lot of interesting things happening in Queens that had people interested in the Mets, and they were not interested in a pretty good Yankee team that didn't embarrass themselves. We're talking about a Met team that has embarrassed themselves quite a bit over the last 30 years.
The Yankees had great talent. They had Ricky, they had Dave Winfield, they had Don. They just didn't have pitching. But the Mets it was a Met town then, because the Mets were very compelling view.
Now, I do think those days are over because the Yankees have been so good and there's a generation so in love. But I don't want to call out Yankee fans. But, when you talk about being a diehard Yankee fan and you go to a ton of games, do you know how easy it is to be a Yankee fan, knowing that you're never going to be embarrassed, you're never going to lose 100 games, you're never going to be out of it in July? There's something to that. Would you at least admit to me that being a Yankee fan is cream cheese compared to being a fan of a lot of other teams in this market?
It's a wonderful, refreshing, new thing to be a Yankee fan. I
you talk about the passion of it. You know how hard it is to be a Ranger fan? They've won once in 85 years.
Well, but
and yet
Yankee
they're
fans are upset they've only won once since 2009.
And think of how that sounds when it comes out of your mouth.
Now, Ted in Bergen wants to talk specifically to you.
Okay.
Now, you can wait till 3 if you want when he's got 4 hours.
But why do that?
But why do it when you got him right here? Ted in Bergen. What's up, Ted?
Yeah, hi, guys. I've been listening to both of you for years.
Thanks.
And,
Thanks, Ted.
I'm 80 years old, and I'm really excited about all this interest in hockey lately. And I got to thinking about something I just wanted to talk to Don about. back in the 50s when I first started paying attention to hockey, it was during the original 6 time. And there were only 6 teams, obviously. And the other day I was listening to your show, and Don was going through the hockey scores from the night before. And there were about 14 or 15 games that Don went through all the scores for. Now, back in the 60s, with only 6 teams, that means there were only 3 games
Right, exactly.
every night. So I don't know if Don, were you? I think I'm older than you. I know I'm older than you.
I'm 57, so I was born when the first expansion happened, and my youth was with 21 teams. But yeah, it is kind of crazy, Michael, on a Saturday where there's like 15 games going on, and Ted grew up at a time where they'd go to the out of town scoreboard and there'd be up 2 other games going on.
Listen, I can't leave this unsaid. He said he's 80. And then he said, I think I'm older than you.
Yeah, that hurt.
And then the comedian that was on guessed your age wrong.
At 63.
I think it's the gray hair.
It is definitely the gray hair, but I don't want to shave the beard. I like my look.
Okay, but
plus
obviously it's making it look older.
I was business casual that day because I had a Ranger pregame, and so I was kind of dressed up.
Right?
Do you think? Well, it's tough. You've known me forever, but do I look 63? I don't think you look 60.
No, I look 64 now. No, I look awful. I look in the mirror and I said, "Well, it's going to happen soon. I'm going to be underground. I'm going to be underground soon."
Yeah, but if you died tomorrow, God forbid, they would say, "Boy, 64, that's young."
I know.
So,
but I feel really old, and I look terrible.
No offense to the caller, when you die at 80, you don't go, "Wow, 80."
Well, I would.
Well, yeah, because you wouldn't even sign up for 99.
Right.
How about Garrett Morris, 88? You wouldn't sign up for that, though.
No. I think Anthony texted me when Virginia McCaskey died at 102. He said, "You take that, right?" I said, "I'm not sure.
Really?
I want more."
Well, everybody wants more, but you'd have to sign for that.
No, because if you sign for that, that means that you want to.
Yeah, but also then you'll know you'll make it to 102. You don't know. You don't know right now.
I like to roll the dice. You know me.
I mean, the guy was talking about 3 o'clock. We could be a burning cinder by 3. We don't know.
Really?
Yeah, it's all very fluid.
It is very.
So
fluid.
if you could sign for 102, that means you're getting to 102.
Yeah, I just want more. I need more.
But you might get, and you most likely get less. So wouldn't you want to guarantee yourself 102?
You know what? It's a compelling argument you're making.
I think it's the drop the mic part of it.
It really might be. Now I know they're probably clamoring for you for the pre-show meeting.
Yeah, I'm
right?
sorry. I messed up the clock for you and everything. I wanted to get that in, and I was willing to wait till the end of the show for like a tease.
No, you're a 2 o'clock guest. Come on.
I had my leftover hibachi, and I'm all good now.
You already ate?
Yes.
What'd you eat?
Leftover hibachi.
What?
Oh, chicken and steak and rice.
Who made it?
The hibachi place. Do you know what hibachi is?
Yeah, I didn't know. Is there a place called Hibachi?
No, it's Como 27 or Kumo 27, where I went on Saturday for a belated birthday because Thursday there was too much going on.
Did everybody wish you a happy birthday? Because I know I did. Everybody that's important to you, did they check in?
Not everybody.
But I was there.
But you're right there.
Also, what a complete fail by Kenny Albert.
Well, he's been working quite a bit, but he fell asleep.
He works all the time, but I texted him at 12 o'clock. I sat there with my finger on the button. So when the phone went to 12, I hit send. Happy birthday, Kenny. And he ended up wishing me happy birthday at 2 in the afternoon.
Oh, wow.
He's given up.
I guess it's not a thing anymore. Now it's
it was a thing last year because last year at 12 o'clock he hit it.
I mean, he was just as busy last year.
Yeah, it's very disappointing. Very. I know you have a meeting
to go to. Hear that, yes.
Thank you so much for coming in. Really. I miss you so much.
I miss you more.
I miss you even more. Hey, college basketball is reaching its most exciting stretch of the season. Right now, new customers on FanDuel get $150 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. That's $150 extra bucks to bet on everything from conference clashes to tournament upsets, and even who's cutting down the nets. If you've been waiting to join FanDuel, there's no better time. The app is easy to use, and when you win, you get paid instantly. So visit FanDuel.com/K and get in on the college hoops action before March takes over. 21 plus and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
This is Jalen Brunson. I'll be driving to my games this season in style in my new Jeep Gladiator from Princeton Jeep. My friends at Princeton Jeep gave me the all-star treatment, and you can expect the same thing too. Just mention that I sent you, and they'll treat you like family. Princeton Jeep has tons of inventory, great deals, and all new and used vehicles. Visit Princeton Jeep at 1045 State Road in Princeton, New Jersey, or online at PrincetonJeeps.com and tell them Jalen sent you.
Attention patients exposed to urologist Darius Paduch. Paduch was recently sentenced to life in prison for exploiting male patients. But this is only the beginning. The window for filing a claim against the institutions that protected him closes on February 28th. If you were exposed to Paduch at Weill Cornell, New York Presbyterian, or Northwell Health, contact the DiPietro Law Firm today for a 100% free and confidential consultation. Time is on our side, but it is not unlimited. Visit atdlaw.com or call 212-233-3600. Attorney advertising.
Right now at Verizon, you can get one line for less than you think. Just $50 per month when you bring your phone, which is less than you spend on Bella's Dog Walker and Glam Squad every week. Get one line on unlimited welcome for $50 per month with autopay plus taxes and fees at your local NYC Verizon store today. $15 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.
Get to know your favorite ESPN New York personalities with our newest app feature, the ESPN New York Pick of the Day. Open the ESPN New York app and click on the Pick of the Day tile to find an opinion.
I'm living at the Mount Everest of embarrassment right now.
Suggestion.
Feel this then, okay?
Or hot take.
Mahomes is dead.
Whether it's betting advice, food picks, or general commentary.
Never had fish, never had an egg.
It's a great way to stay connected to your favorite personalities. Download the free ESPN New York app today and listen to all your favorite shows and podcasts. Brought to you by Chumba Casino. With new games added weekly and no purchase necessary, you can play Chumba Casino anytime, anywhere. Must be 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, where every nail-biting overtime win, breakaway, pick six, three-point shot, underdog win, buzzer beater, shootout, walk-off, and absolutely every play in between is amazing. From football to basketball and hockey to baseball, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey.
Cars for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS or go online at carsforkids.org to donate today.
1-877 Cars for Kids.
KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Schweppes, the iconic ginger ale of New York, is proud to sponsor the Big East Conference. Schweppes has a deep lineup of bubbly flavors, including zero sugar, raspberry dry grape, and white peach. With every sip of Schweppes, the dedication to quality, excellence, and the art of tastefulness will leave you feeling simply refreshed. It's a slam dunk for all your drinking occasions. Schweppes, a sparkling tradition since 1783, and the perfect way to elevate your everyday refreshment. Look for Schweppes throughout New York.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED, because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Welcome back to the show. Nice to be talking with Donnie again. You can hear more of Don and Hahn and Rosenberg starting at 3 o'clock. Their show is great. You should be tuning in every 3 to 7. That is the place to be in the afternoon here in New York City. And this is the place to be from 1 to 3. And we thank everybody for making it a part of your day. It's been received very well so far, and I thank you all for that. 1-800-919-3776. Today, I got a little sad. Let me be honest, a little bit sad because it came out, it's official now, that ESPN will exclusively do Yankee opening day against Milwaukee. Now, what a talent they got as they signed Joe Buck, or they had Joe Buck doing the play-by-play. So he's returning to baseball after a long absence where he's just done football. It's going to be great. It's going to be with Joe Girardi and Bill Schroeder, who was the Brewers color guy, and Joe does analysis work for the YES Network. So it's going to be great for ESPN. But it really hit me. You're not going to be doing Yankee opening day. And the only thing that I could say is that I'm going to make the best of it, and I'm going to go with my son. So how often have I been able to take my son to opening day? Never. So now I'll take him out of school that day, and we'll go and we'll enjoy ourselves and have a good time. But it's going to be weird not doing the game. But, for ESPN to be able to get Joe Buck to agree to do it, that was a great get by us, and it's going to be a great listen as well. 1-800-919-3776. We go to Sid in Long Island. Sid.
Hi, Michael. I'm a Yankee fan, so I'm just curious as to why Jeter doesn't get the same criticism for not wanting to move his base as you are.
Well, I don't. Sid. Some people, maybe under the radar did, but he was never asked. The Yankees never said we want you to move. They just knew that he wasn't going to move. So Devers said what Devers was asked what would happen if you did that, and he said I wouldn't do it. But then if you heard Tony Maserati earlier, he said they're going to make him do it. Also, Jeter, by that time, when Alex came, was already iconic, on his way to the Hall of Fame. Now, I know Devers has a ring. Jeter had 4. But again, Jeter was never asked by Yankee management, would you switch to third base? They just knew that they had a third base issue because Aaron Boone got hurt playing basketball, and that was why Alex was acquired. Now, you can make the argument that Alex was better defensively at that point than Derek. It's a valid argument. But Derek was entrenched there, homegrown Yankee. Devers is a homegrown Red Sox. But that's where the parallels kind of end. If Derek was asked and said no, then I think he would probably have received more criticism. I think the Yankees avoided the ask because they kind of knew what the answer was going to be. Let's go to John in Chatham. What's up, John?
Hey, Michael.
How you doing, man?
Yeah, that's okay.
Good.
I'm glad you got your own show, and it's nice to, Don stopped by.
No, it was awful. It was awesome.
Yeah, that guy that called and criticized you as Yankee boy, he couldn't be further from the truth. You're the only one that I know of an announcer of a home team that openly criticizes the general manager. Even when the Yankees make the playoffs, you criticized Cashman where he definitely deserved it and whatever, and you deserve. He's way off base. But anyway.
But you know what's funny though, John, and I thank you for that. But here's what's really funny: there's a large segment of Yankee fans that say that I'm not critical enough. That because Yankee fans want me to be like a fan and react to everything. And one of the things I wanted to touch on, and I had teased this at the end of the 1 o'clock hour, there are Yankee fans right on social media yesterday that said, well, the Yankees should try to get Rafael Devers from the Red Sox because they have a third base issue. Do you even know what you're talking about? That's where you want to put $30 million for the next 9 years. That's where you want to put that money for a guy who can't play third base, whose team right now that signed him to that contract wants to move him to DH. And there's a segment of Yankee fans. I saw it yesterday, so I'm not making it up. You all need help. You all need serious help. Oh, the Yankees should go get Devers. Why? Is that a good allocation of your money? You don't want to go over a certain luxury tax threshold, and you're going to put $275 million for the next 9 years into Rafael Devers. So that tells me that everybody deserves a voice. But sometimes their voice actually amplifies how stupid they are and how little they know the game. You think the Yankees would even think about getting Rafael Devers at that price? Why would that ever be a smart thing to do? And there's an actual segment of the fan base that was clamoring for it yesterday. Now, do I think the Yankees should go out and improve third base? Yes, I said that. I've been saying it for the last 2 weeks. That's why I'm on the Nolan Arenado board. Yankees are not. I understand. Doesn't mean that I can't say it would be a good move. It would be better than what they have. Even in his off year, where his OPS was down right around 100. He's better than anybody that the Yankees are going to have there this year. Anybody. So, yeah, they need help at third base. That help is not Rafael Devers. So you're going to put a defensive hack at third base, commit to him for 9 more years, where he's going to eventually have to be a DH, where Judge is going to eventually have to DH at the end of his contract. I mean, are you people really, are you on something? And this is all those people that actually were writing that yesterday. Are you on some kind of hallucinogenic drug that you think that that's a smart move? Like the old Harry Met, I'm going to have what he's having. I mean, really, you must be in a place of such bliss and ignorance that you think that that's the move the Yankees should make. So they're minding every dollar they're spending, and you're advocating for them to go get Rafael Devers, who makes over $30 million a year and can't play third base. Gotcha. We'll be back on 880 ESPN.
Hey everyone, looking for some fun and excitement? You've got to check out Chumba Casino. It's 100% free to play. No purchase required. Enjoy hundreds of thrilling online social casino games anytime, anywhere. Like bingo, slingo, slots, and solitaire. Whether you're chilling at home or on the go, get in on the action. Play now for your chance to redeem some serious prizes at ChumbaCasino.com. Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Get out of this cold and into the hottest President's Day deals all month at Security Dodge now. No money down leases starting at $339 a month on the new 24 Compass Latitude. 0% for up to 72 months or up to $10,000 off on all new 24 Jeep Wrangler 4xEs and up to 25% off Jeep Wrangler Rubicon and Mojave. Don't go someplace else and save hundreds. Get to Security Dodge and save thousands. Shop 24/7 at securitydodge.com. The President's Day sales event is going on now.
Grand Marnier is an award-winning blend of fine cognac and orange liqueur. It's made for those who live to step outside the box, who like to put a twist on the traditional, and believe in a world that's not just good, but grand. Visit grandmarnier.com to learn how to take cocktails from ordinary to extraordinary and live grand. Grand Marnier liqueur, 40% alcohol by volume, 80 proof. Copyright 2022, Campari America, New York, New York. Drink with style. Always drink responsibly.
Don LaGreca here to tell you about my friends at Bath Fitter. They remodeled my mom's bath, did an awesome job. The process was easy, one expert installer. Even with the customization she needed for a cast iron tub. It was done one day with no demo or mess. It's a beautiful, high-quality, permanent solution. Bath Fitter provides a lifetime guarantee. 3 million happy customers like my mom get 0% interest for 30 months. So start designing your bath today at bathfitterdesign.com. There's only one Bath Fitter.
College basketball is gearing up and fans are ready to see which teams will prove they're ready to shine in March and who will be seen in San Antonio. You can get in on all the action from tip-off to the final whistle at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Right now, ESPN Bet Sportsbook customers can bet $10 to get $100 in bonus bets and unlock 30 days of ESPN Plus. Download the app and sign up with promo code RADIO100 to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
This is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates. 35 years ago, I was working for a law firm that made a lot of promises that didn't happen. I was newly married with a mortgage and a 2-year-old son when I decided to jump ship and start my own practice. I remember going with my wife to buy a file cabinet. I set up a phone number, ordered some business cards, did a little advertising, and spent a lot of sleepless nights waiting for that phone to ring. 35 years later, D'Agostino Associates has offices throughout New York and New Jersey, and we've helped tens of thousands of accident victims recover hundreds of millions of dollars. My son, well, he's now an attorney with the firm, and so is my daughter. I still get excited every time our phone rings and it's a client in need of our help. So if you've had an accident and want a free consultation, call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. And ask for me, John D'Agostino. I've been there and I'll be there for you. D'Agostino Law Bite Back.
Here's Nelson. Step, shoot, score! Get ready for a major Metropolitan Division matchup at UBS Arena as the New York Islanders prepare to take on their cross-island rivals, the New York Rangers.
Noah Dobson opens up with a shot and he scores!
Be part of the action on Tuesday, February 25th, and lock in your seats to this big game by visiting NewYorkIslanders.com. That's NewYorkIslanders.com.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text HIM to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text HIM to 321-321. That's HIM to 321-321.
All right, so the big news today, Vlad Guerrero and the Blue Jays have broken off talks. He set a deadline for today when they started workouts in Dunedin, the spring training home of the Blue Jays, and that once that started, he was not going to negotiate. He left the window open slightly, but it doesn't look like he wants to do that. Bob Nightingale of USA Today tweeted out, it's no secret that Guerrero has told friends that if it's free agency, he'd love to play for the Boston Red Sox. John Heyman of the New York Post said the very early favorites to land Vlad Jr. this winter, #1, the Red Sox, #2, the Mets, assuming that Pete opts out, #3, the Yankees. I don't see the Yankees going after him. I could be wrong. I don't think they want to get in a 10-year contract with Vlad Guerrero. And by the way, Vlad Guerrero said very clearly he never wants to play for the Yankees because he felt that the Yankees did his dad wrong. Brian Cashman had a deal, verbal deal, and verbal deals are sometimes enforceable, but a verbal deal with Vlad Guerrero Jr., or Vlad Guerrero Sr. to play for the Yankees. And George Steinbrenner, while that deal was being put into print, made a deal himself with Gary Sheffield and brought Gary Sheffield aboard, and Brian Cashman had to say, I'm sorry, we got Sheffield, the deal no longer exists. So that has obviously stayed with Vlad Guerrero Jr. His father said to get over it, because if you're going to eliminate the Yankees from free agency, you're going to eliminate one of the bidders. And also, I can't see the Red Sox outbidding the Mets. They have a lot of money, but I don't think they have the stomach or the intestinal fortitude to outbid Steve Cohen. If Steve Cohen wants something, he's going to end up getting it. He's just going to end up getting it. Meeting the media today, DJ LeMahieu, he says he's healthy now. He shut it down for a lot of the winter just to let his body reset. And this from Gary Phillips, who covers the Yankees for the News. For a majority of my career, DJ said, I would pretty much play unless my leg was cut off. That was my mindset. I didn't go in the training room. I just strapped it on every day and played. I definitely lost a lot of sleep. It's tough to be a guy that the team can't rely on at times. Well, now they have a lot that they're relying on with him. I mean, right now, he's your third baseman. It's supposedly a battle between DJ and Oswaldo Cabrera, but they look at Oswaldo Cabrera as an every-place kind of guy, a real utility Swiss Army knife. And I think that the hope is that with 2 years left on his contract at $15 million a year, that they could get something out of DJ LeMahieu. DJ LeMahieu has been a disappointment because his body has betrayed him. But the thing that I worry about, there have been times when he's healthy, like in spring training last year before he fouled the ball off his shin, that he looked really good. The ball was flying off his bat. But then there have been other times in recent years when he's been healthy and he looks terrible. And when he came back from the injuries last year, he looked terrible. The bat looked slower. He was not moving that well. I thought Joel Sherman had a really thought-provoking column today in the Post where he said, everybody in the Yankees loves this guy so much, and he is a good dude. The players love him. The front office loves him. The coaching staff loves him. Aaron Boone loves him. That are they going to see his performance through glasses tinged with love, or are they going to be able to really objectively look at him and go, you know what, he can't play anymore? And would they be, if he can't play anymore, would they be willing to go the route that they went with Aaron Hicks and just eat the money? Because the Yankees don't like to eat money and pay somebody for not doing something. They don't. But they did it with Aaron Hicks. Will they do it with DJ if he can't play? Well, their hope is that he can play. And that's why there's no urgency, I guess, to bring in Arenado now or another third baseman. You see what you have with DJ LeMahieu. If he can't cut it, then you go out and look for somebody. They want to see what they have now. He's under contract, so they might as well see if they can get anything out of him. 1-800-919-3776. Brian in Sleepy Hollow. Brian.
Hey there. I'm not one of those mouth breathers that wanted Devers or anything, but
thank goodness.
Be easy on me here, okay?
Okay.
Sometimes I think you like hold water for the Steinbrenners a little bit, like where one day last week you were saying, oh well, you know, we're the most iconic brand, the Yankees, blah blah blah.
They are,
and it's like, I know that, but like, why can't we get Bregman, or like when we bring that Bregman puts us over the top? They never want to do this thing.
I'm not carrying water for anybody, Brian. But if you want to believe that, okay. But they don't like Bregman. They don't think that Bregman translates at Yankee Stadium, 81 home games a year. They just don't. They were never in on Bregman. Even if money wasn't an option, Brian, they were not going to sign Alex Bregman.
I just think, I don't know, sometimes they just don't do the thing that needs to put them over the top.
But they don't think that put them over the top, Bri. They did not think his skill set translates to Yankee Stadium at his age. That's it. I'm just telling you what they think. They were never in on him.
Yeah, the luxury tax issue is just, I don't know, sometimes it's just ridiculous. If you are this brand, if you are the most iconic brand maybe on earth, then, you got to do the things that stay relevant, or else you're going to be left behind in this,
Okay, so let's talk, because this is an interesting topic. What have they, since they didn't like Bregman as a player in Yankee Stadium, what have they not done this offseason? I mean, they bid up to $760, but they bid $760 million.
In a couple of years, that money is going to be inflation. That money is going to everybody looks back.
But Brian, if you have two sides, right, that are going to bid whatever, and you know that Cohen has more money than you.
I know, but like, are the Steinbrenners going to be sent to the poorhouse? No, that's not happening. Are they going to lose their Hamptons home? Ooh, boo-hoo.
Well, they don't. They don't have a Hamptons home. But
he's like Kendall Roy from Succession,
Well, let's put it this way, Brian. I think that they bid much more than they were comfortable with, and I believe that if push came to shove, Brian Cashman didn't want to lock a guy into that long of a deal, and I also believe that there was no way Steve Cohen was going to be outbid for this guy. And if you Brian, if you believe Soto, and I'm not sure that, because I think the decision was made on money, but Soto said, and Aaron Judge kind of got a little chapped at it yesterday, that there's a better chance to win with the Mets than there was with the Yankees. That's why he signed with the Mets. Well, there's nothing you could do with that. I think he's wrong, but there's really nothing you could do if that's the way he feels.
I hear you.
But listen, Brian, it's an interesting topic. I mean, me carry water for the Steinbrenners. Well, the Steinbrenner family owns most of Yes. I work for them. I'm about as honest as you could possibly be about this franchise. But if you want me to be a fan, right, and hammer Hal Steinbrenner, the fans do, when I don't believe that he should be hammered that way, and I said yesterday, if you're going to be $4 million over that tax, then you should be $40 million over that tax. I said it yesterday. Now, they get under 301, then it's important for them to get under 301 because they don't want to lose draft positioning. Even Steve Cohen said that today. There's a lot of other things that go with it other than just paying the money that you owe for being over the tax. The Yankees have insisted that they do not want to have those penalties on them. Not so much about the money, but the penalties. But those penalties are incurred if you're $1 over the tax. Now, I think that they intend to trade Marcus Stroman to get under that threshold. And they could say it's not about the money, it's about the penalties with international signings and with draft picks, where you drop like 10 slots from where you are. That's all up to them. That's their decision. If you don't like it, and I know they're not going to the poorhouse, but I will say, and I'll say it again, if you're $1 over the tax, then you should go $40 million over the tax if you think your team could be improved. But you can't say they're cheap. They signed Max Fried to an above-value contract. They went out and got Bellinger making a lot of money. They went out and got Devin Williams. They went out and got Paul Goldschmidt. They signed Aaron Judge to a $360 million contract. They're not cheap. And they wanted Soto back, and they made him a representative offer. He wanted to go to the Mets. I think he went to the Mets because it was more money, but he's saying otherwise. We'll continue this. We got so many days and years to do this and talk and opine and break things down. I'll be back again tomorrow at 1, I promise. But coming up next, Don, Hahn, Rosenberg, great 4 hours they have planned. So please stick around. And in the words of Billy Joel, life is a series of hellos and goodbyes. I'm afraid it's time for goodbye again. See everybody. Have a great day. Don, Hahn, Rosenberg next on 880 ESPN.
College basketball is reaching its most exciting stretch of the season right now. New customers on FanDuel get $150 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. That's $150 extra bucks to bet on everything from conference clashes to tournament upsets and even who's cutting down the nets. So if it's Cooper Flagg and Duke that you think of the team to beat, then bet it. Maybe you want to get involved with one of those SEC squads to hoist the trophy, whichever side you like. If you've been waiting to join FanDuel, there's no better time than right now. The app is easy to use, and when you win, you're going to get paid instantly. So visit FanDuel.com/Rick and get on the college hoops action before March takes over. Must be 21 and older and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions do apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877